In the sprawling realm of cinematic history, certain films possess the enigmatic ability to etch themselves into the tapestry of our minds, their characters and stories becoming indelible companions on the journey of memory. Imagine stepping back to the year 1973, a time when the flicker of the silver screen held an enchanting allure. And in the midst of this era emerged a film that would not only captivate the hearts of its audience, but also ignite a spark of reflection that would endure through the ages. The Last Detail, a title that resonates with the weight of farewell and the passage of time, transported its viewers into a world where camaraderie and the bittersweet essence of fleeting moments were woven together in a mesmerizing dance. As you think back to your first encounter with this cinematic gem, do you recall the emotions that stirred within you? Perhaps it was the raw authenticity of the characters, each nuanced glance and unspoken sentiment leaving an indelible mark. Or maybe it was the powerful narrative that unfolded, unraveling layers of human connection and vulnerability, prompting you to ponder your own interactions and the transience of life itself. And in the midst of this contemplative journey, there must have been moments that painted themselves onto the canvas of your memorized laughter that bubbled forth uncontrollably. The poignant scenes that tugged at your heartstrings, and the lines of dialogue that lingered like cherished secrets whispered in the wind. As we delve into intriguing tidbits about this cinematic masterpiece, let's peel back the curtain to unveil the lesser-known facets that add depth and color to the experience. From behind-the-scenes anecdotes to the serendipitous choices that shaped the film's trajectory, these random facts promise to enrich your connection with The Last Detail and its legacy. So, fasten your seatbelt as we embark on a voyage through time, revisiting the world of The Last Detail from angles you may not have explored before. Let's uncover the threads that wove this narrative into the tapestry of cinematic history, and discover the hidden gems that make this film a treasure trove of insight and emotion. And now, without further ado, let's dive headfirst into the labyrinth of captivating facts that surround this unforgettable creation, because every story has its secrets, waiting to be whispered to those who seek them. U.S. Navy's rebuff-shaped cinematic journey in The Last Detail in 1,973 seconds cinematic gem The Last Detail. Director Hal Ashby's vision faced an unexpected maritime twist. The U.S. Navy's denial of access to their Norfolk bases propelled the production across the border to Canada. Amid this circumvention, the film's narrative ironically labels the Norfolk base as Shit City, a sentiment echoing through two instances. Notably, the scene depicting the sailor's departure from Norfolk finds its setting not within the city's confines, but rather at the Greyhound bus station, standing steadfast at the juncture of Granby Street and Brambleton Avenue in downtown Norfolk. The passage of time has not eroded this corner's essence. Granby's storefronts and the station itself stand as an unstirred testament to the film's touch. Cinematographer Michael Chapman, making his foray into full-fledged directorial prowess, also marks his presence in front of the camera. Chapman, a taxi driver in the film, eventually would go on to contribute his lensmanship to the iconic Taxi Driver in 1976. This cinematic symmetry, while unforeseen, adds another layer of intrigue to The Last Detail, a film that navigated real-world obstacles to etch itself into the annals of cinema. Jack Nicholson's triumphant streak, a look back at The Last Detail in 1973. The silver screen welcomed a film that not only captivated audiences, but also marked a significant moment in the career of Hollywood icon Jack Nicholson. The Last Detail, directed by Hal Ashby, not only showcased Nicholson's acting prowess, but also set the stage for a streak of recognition that would solidify his place in cinematic history. The film, a poignant and unapologetic portrayal of life in the U.S. Navy, saw Nicholson take on the role of signalman first class Billy Badass Badusky. But it wasn't just Nicholson's gripping performance that caught the attention of critics and viewers alike. The Last Detail introduced us to the fresh talent of Nancy Allen, whose portrayal of Nancy, a young lady caught in the midst of a sailor escapade, marked her cinematic debut. However, it wasn't just Allen's debut that turned heads. The Last Detail kicked off a remarkable 3-year sequence that saw Jack Nicholson being nominated for the Best Actor award at the Oscars. Following his compelling role as Badusky, Nicholson went on to mesmerize audiences in Chinatown and then in the iconic One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, where he finally clinched the coveted award. Beyond the spotlight, the film's release coincided with a moment of real-world significance. In 1974, the same year The Last Detail graced theaters, the Department of Defense made the decision to shutter the actual naval prison in Portsmouth, NH, where much of the film's narrative unfolds. The prison's closure prompted a pivotal shift, as naval prisoners were subsequently relocated to Fort Leavenworth Military Prison in Kansas. As we reflect on The Last Detail, it becomes clear that the film's impact extended beyond the silver screen. From launching the career of a promising starlet to propelling Jack Nicholson toward his triumphant Oscar win, this cinematic gem remains a testament to the power of storytelling and its ability to intertwine with real-world events. 1,973 seconds The Last Detail, a profanity-loaded odyssey that found its voice in the annals of cinema history. Certain films shine with a brilliance that defies their initial reception. One such gem is the 1973 movie The Last Detail, a gritty and irreverent exploration of camaraderie and rebellion within the confines of the U.S. Navy. While the film struggled to find its footing at the box office, its journey from obscurity to cult classic is a tale as riveting as the on-screen drama it depicts. Crafted by screenwriter Robert Towne, the script's fiery dialogue ignited concerns over its unabashed profanity. Columbia Pictures hesitated, fearing that the language was too audacious for the silver screen. Consequently, the studio embarked on a 2-year quest to temper the script's linguistic boldness. As fate would have it, the tides of acceptability shifted during those years, granting the cinematic world a more permissive stance toward foul language. The result: Towne's unfiltered script, brimming with its original, colorful lexicon. This audacious decision would eventually lead to the film's unlikely resurgence. Upon its initial release, The Last Detail struggled to find its audience, its narrative of 2 Navy officers escorting a young sailor to prison proving a tough sell. Undeterred, the studio reevaluated its marketing strategy, engineering a pivot that would forever alter the film's destiny. Enter the humorous rebirth. The Last Detail was rebranded as a raucous comedy, accompanied by the tagline that would cement its new identity. What's the last detail? 300 beers and a barrel of laughs. This shrewd marketing maneuver breathed new life into the film, attracting audiences who sought hearty laughs alongside its poignant themes. Fast forward to 2017, and a sequel titled Last Flag Flying was announced, masterminded by none other than Richard Linklater. This cinematic maestro enlisted a formidable cast including Bryan Cranston, Lawrence Fishburne, and Steve Carell, poised to reinvent the roles once inhabited by Jack Nicholson, Otis Young, and Randy Quaid. The very notion of a sequel underscores the enduring resonance of The Last Detail, its legacy reaching across the decades to captivate a new generation of film enthusiasts. In the end, The Last Detail stands as a testament to the unpredictable nature of cinematic fate. From a script too raw for its time to a renaissance orchestrated by savvy marketers, the film's trajectory echoes its own themes of transformation and revelation. In an industry often defined by predictability, The Last Detail reminds us that sometimes it's the unexpected detours that lead to the most remarkable destinations. And so, as the credits roll on the saga of The Last Detail, it's clear that this tale of audacity, friendship, and the power of words will forever hold a cherished spot in the tapestry of cinema history. John Travolta's almost breakthrough in The Last Detail in 1973, Hal Ashby's film The Last Detail emerged as a cinematic force, etching its indelible mark on American cinema. But behind its gritty portrayal of Navy lifers escorting a young sailor to prison lay a web of casting choices that could have rewritten history. As legends go, Columbia Pictures initially eyed a different trio to helm the lead roles. Burt Reynolds, famed for his charismatic tough guy roles, was envisaged as Badusky, while the football legend Jim Brown and heartthrob David Cassidy were earmarked for Mulhall and Meadows, respectively. A tantalizing prospect, but fate had other plans. Yet, the most intriguing twist of the casting carousel involved the character of Meadows. A young John Travolta, then still on the cusp of stardom, had his sights set on the role. Reports suggest that Travolta's audition impressed, leading him to the brink of celluloid glory. Alas, in a last-minute pivot, Randy Quaid clinched the part that could have catapulted Travolta's career years earlier. While casting could have been dramatically altered, one aspect of the film remains iconic. The profanity-laden script, adapted from Daryl Ponickson's novel, unapologetically wielded the word fuck in its permutations a staggering 65 times. This audacious use of language not only captured the gritty realism of the era, but also earned a record for its unflinching dialogue. The Last Detail, a cinematic landmark, brims with these untold tales. Casting what-ifs and audacious language choices paint a portrait of a film industry on the cusp of change, and a world that was ready to listen. So, while the reels have ceased their whir, the legacy of The Last Detail endures a masterpiece where reality met celluloid, and where near miscasting could have redefined Hollywood's trajectory. As we bid adieu to this cinematic journey through the realms of The Last Detail, we find ourselves standing at the crossroads of nostalgia and introspection. This 1973 masterpiece, like a time capsule, holds within its frames the essence of a bygone era, a story that has resonated through the corridors of time. The film's intricate tapestry of camaraderie, raw emotion, and the relentless pursuit of freedom serves as a mirror to our own desires and struggles. As we part ways with these characters who've etched their footprints upon our hearts, let us not merely close the curtains, but open the windows of introspection. Recall those moments that kindled a spark within you. Perhaps it was the spirited banter between Badusky and Meadows, or the uncharted territories of empathy that this odyssey uncovered. The Last Detail is more than just a tale. It's an invitation to converse with your own experiences, to unravel the strings that bind you to this tale of friendship, rebellion, and the longing for authenticity. Now, as we lower the metaphorical anchor on this voyage, I urge you to share your reflections, your cherished memories, and your intimate connections with this cinematic gem. Let the waves of conversation carry forth the legacy of The Last Detail, as your words become the wind that guides others towards the shores of their own musings. Thank you for allowing me to embark on this contemplative expedition with you, for your time, your thoughts, and your shared stories. Together, let's keep the spirit of The Last Detail alive, woven into the fabric of our own narratives. Reflect, share, and connect, for in these threads, the true essence of this film finds its eternal refuge. With gratitude, gratitude, gratitude.